In this world of trends and self-expression, many people feel the urge to make bold statements about who they are. Some do it through fashion, others through lifestyle, and for some, the idea of a tattoo becomes appealing. It seems like a permanent way to say, "This is who I am." But as Muslims, we must take a step back and ask a deeper question. Is this what Allah wants me to do with my body? Because our actions aren't just about freedom, they're about trust. The body we have is not something we own in the absolute sense. It's an amana, a trust from Allah, and we will be questioned about how we used it. Many people assume that if the tattoo isn't offensive, if it carries an Islamic message or just looks aesthetically pleasing, then surely it must be okay. But the principle in our faith goes beyond appearance. It's not just about what something says or how it looks, it's about why we do it and what it reflects about our values. What does it mean to make something permanent on a body that was created by Allah in perfection? Are we trying to enhance what Allah made? Are we saying we know better? In Islam, the concept of altering the body permanently for the sake of beautification or identity is not taken lightly. The Prophet ﷺ warned us against changing the creation of Allah for purposes of vanity. This includes tattoos, even if the intent seems noble. You may want to engrave the name of Allah, a Quranic verse, or something inspirational on your skin, thinking it's a sign of devotion. But true devotion doesn't come from ink, it comes from action, from living the ayah, not just writing it, from walking with the remembrance of Allah in your heart, not on your arm. Some might say, but it's art, it's expression. Yes, art has its place. Expression has its purpose, but Islam teaches us to express ourselves through what is meaningful in the sight of Allah, through our behavior, our patience, our honesty, our worship. The companions of the Prophet ﷺ were the most expressive people, not because of what they wore or how they looked, but because of the light they carried in their character. Their identity was clear in their adab, their love for truth, their gentleness in conduct, and their firmness in tawheed. They didn't need permanent marks to show who they were. And if we reflect deeply, we will realize that the most permanent things we can place are not on our skin, they're in our record. Our deeds are written by angels. Our intentions are preserved. Our words are noted. And those are the things that define us in the sight of Allah. Those are what will come with us into the grave, not the tattoos, not the designs, not the self-impressions we tried to build with ink. Moreover, when we think about permanence, we have to ask, is it wise to mark something forever on a heart and body that constantly evolves? What you love today may not speak to you tomorrow. A symbol that feels meaningful now may become a burden later. What if you regret it? What if it becomes a reminder of a phase that no longer represents who you are? What then? The truth is, Islam gives us flexibility with so many things, styles, languages, cultures, preferences. But when it comes to the body, there's a sacredness we are taught to uphold. This body was given to us in a pure form. It was created in the best shape, and the more we realize that, the more we'll respect it, not by modifying it, but by preserving it. We'll treat it as a vehicle to serve Allah, not a canvas for trends. The desire to stand out, to be seen, to be remembered, it's natural. But Islam teaches us to seek that recognition with Allah, not through the eyes of people. And when someone truly sees you for who you are, when someone is attracted to you, they won't need a tattoo to be impressed. They won't say, "Show me something unique on your body." They'll say, "Show me who you are when no one's watching. Show me how you speak when you're angry. Show me how you pray when your heart is broken." Permanent expressions must reflect eternal values. And there's nothing more eternal than the values given to us in Islam: honesty, purity, kindness, patience, God consciousness. These are what define a person, not the ink on their body, but the sincerity in their heart, not what's written on their arm, but what's written in their actions. And this applies to love and attraction too. If someone is drawn to you, let it be because of your taqwa. Let it be because of the way you carry yourself, the way you respond with dignity, the way you honor boundaries, because that attraction is real. That's the kind of connection that lasts, not one that is sparked by appearance alone, but one that is built upon character and mutual respect. You don't need a tattoo to tell your story. Tell your story through your service to others, through your dedication to your salah, through your sacrifices for your family, through your quiet acts of sincerity. These are the marks that Allah would seize, and these are the ones that matter on the day when skin will wrinkle, when ink will fade, when only deeds will remain. So next time you feel the desire to do something permanent in this world, ask yourself, is it something I'll be proud of in the next world? Because the body may be temporary, but the consequences are eternal. And when we live with that in mind, we begin to see that true expression doesn't need ink, it needs intention. And the most beautiful form of expression is a heart that sincerely seeks to please its creator. In a society where appearances are emphasized and external validation is constantly pursued, it's easy to believe that our worth is measured by how we look or how well we fit into current trends. Many people assume that if they present themselves in a certain way, stylish, bold or different, they will attract the attention and affection they desire. But Islam teaches a different paradigm. It teaches that the person truly meant for you, the one who brings you peace, love and sincerity, will be attracted not just to how you look but to the light within you. They will be drawn to your faith, your values, and your commitment to your Creator. When someone is genuinely attracted to you for the right reasons, their attention is not shallow. It's not based on physical appearance alone. They see something deeper. They notice the way you carry yourself with dignity, the way you speak with respect, the way you prioritize your relationship with Allah over worldly applause. That is the kind of attraction that has weight. That is the kind of admiration that carries meaning. Many people go through life chasing validation through superficial means, through clothes, makeup, grooming, or even permanent changes to their bodies. They think, if I look a certain way, I will be loved. But love that is earned through appearance alone is weak. It fades when the appearance changes, when life becomes challenging, when beauty fades with age, when outer charm is no longer enough. What remains? What holds the relationship together then? The person truly meant for you is someone who is attracted to your iman, your faith. They are not looking for perfection. They are not expecting someone who never sins or struggles. Rather, they are drawn to your effort, your sincerity, your humility. They admire that you try to hold on to your prayers, even when life gets busy. They see how you lower your gaze, even when no one else does. They notice the small acts of goodness you perform quietly, without recognition. That is beauty in the sight of Allah, and that is beauty to a sincere heart. We must not underestimate the power of spiritual connection. Physical attraction may bring two people together, but it is spiritual connection that keeps them together. When two people love each other, not just for who they are, but for how they bring each other closer to Allah, that love becomes unbreakable. It becomes pure. It becomes protected. Because it's not built on temporary things, it's built on eternal values. That's why when someone is truly attracted to you in a meaningful and respectful way, they will never ask you to compromise your deen to keep their interest. They will not suggest haram relationships. They will not flirt with you in secret. They will not push you towards sinful communication or behavior. Instead, they will hold back their desires, because they value your relationship with Allah more than their own emotions. They understand that if you are meant to be, it will happen in a way that pleases Allah, not in a way that brings guilt or shame. Such a person is not just thinking about the present, they are thinking about the future. They don't want to just share memories with you, they want to share Jannah with you, and for that they are willing to wait, to be patient, to seek permission, to take the right steps, no matter how difficult they seem, because they know that love without respect for Allah is empty, and love with respect for Allah is full of light, even if the world doesn't see it. You may come across people who admire your looks or your presence, who say the right things and give you attention, but their interest disappears the moment you set boundaries. That is not sincere attraction. That is interest rooted in desire, not in commitment. A person who is truly drawn to you will respect your limits, even if it means denying themselves. They won't make you feel like you need to become someone else to earn their love. They'll love you for the values you protect, not the attention you give. And sometimes you will meet someone who admires you from a distance, who prays for you without ever approaching you, who chooses not to express their interest because they are not yet in a position to make it halal. That silence may feel confusing, but in the eyes of Allah, it is a powerful sign of sincerity. They are more concerned about not dishonoring you than they are about satisfying themselves. They see you as a person of value, not a source of validation, and that is rare. This is why it's so important to focus on your internal growth more than your external appeal. When you work on your heart, your intentions, your worship, and your character, you naturally attract the kind of person who values those things. You don't need to chase people. You don't need to change for anyone. The one who is truly meant for you will be drawn to the light of your faith, and that attraction will bring peace, not chaos, not games, not heartbreak, but peace. And if you ever feel unseen or unwanted despite your efforts to stay true to your values, remember that Allah is the one who places love in the hearts of people. What is meant for you will never pass you by. You don't need to decorate yourself with worldly trends or risky behaviors to gain attention. Allah sees you. Allah values your sincerity, and He is the one who will bring the right heart to you when the time is right. The person who is truly attracted to you will find beauty in your modesty, not just your appearance. They will appreciate your silence more than your flirtation. They will love your strength in saying no to haram more than your willingness to please others. They will understand that a connection built upon faith is more romantic than one built upon forbidden words and moments. So let your iman be the most beautiful part of you. Let it be what shines through your smile, your speech, and your choices. The right person will see it. The right heart will be drawn to it. And that kind of attraction, my dear brothers and sisters, is the one worth waiting for. Because it leads not just to marriage, but to mercy, to growth, and ultimately, to Jannah. One of the most important questions we must ask ourselves in a world full of noise, trends, and social pressure is: what truly defines me? Is it the way I look, the clothes I wear, the aesthetic choices I make, or is it something deeper, something more eternal? Many people today feel the need to stand out, to express themselves boldly, to be remembered. But when that expression starts to move us away from our spiritual identity, when it starts to compromise our connection with Allah, that's when we must pause and reflect. The need to express ourselves is natural. Allah created us with different personalities, emotions, and experiences. But Islam gives us a beautiful framework through which to express who we are, without compromising our principles. It teaches us that true identity lies in our relationship with Allah, not in the marks we leave on our skin, but in the marks we leave on people's hearts through good character. Not in what trends we follow, but in what values we uphold, and not in how loud we can be in expressing ourselves, but in how sincerely we live our lives in the obedience of our Creator. There is a rising trend of permanently marking the body to express identity, emotion, belief, or memory, what we call tattoos. Many people ask, can I get a halal tattoo? Or what if it's something Islamic like a Quranic verse, or the name of Allah? But we must understand that the issue is not just about what the tattoo says, it's about why we feel the need to place something permanent on a body that was already created by Allah, in perfect form. When you begin to feel that you need a symbol or ink on your skin to feel spiritual, ask yourself, what is the purpose of this symbol? Is it to show others who I am? Is it to feel a sense of control over my identity? Is it to connect with a message? And most importantly, is this act something that will bring me closer to Allah, or pull me further away from Him? Islam teaches us to find pride not in our outer forms, but in our inner submission. The Prophet ﷺ never needed physical symbols to show his closeness to Allah. The companions, may Allah be pleased with them, were known for their humility, not for any markings or outward statements. What made them shine was their sincerity, their patience, their love for truth, and their willingness to sacrifice comfort for the sake of Allah. Their identity was not inked, it was lived. What we must realize is that identity shaped by trends is unstable. It changes with time, with mood, with influence. But spiritual identity, when built upon Qur'an, Sunnah, and sincere connection with Allah, remains strong no matter what's trending. A person who walks through life guided by taqwa, God consciousness, doesn't need to announce it. It reflects in the way they lower their gaze, the way they speak gently, the way they treat others with mercy, and the way they stand firm on their values. You do not need to decorate your body to be seen by people. You need to decorate your soul to be seen by Allah. That's the kind of beauty that lasts. Physical beauty fades, trends fade, social admiration fades, but the beauty of a clean heart, of consistent prayer, of good manners, those are the things that live on even after you've left this world. We should be more concerned with being remembered in our du'as than being noticed in someone's feed. When people remember you, let it be because of how you uplifted them, not because of how unique your style was. Let it be because of your presence, your sincerity, your reminders of Allah, not the designs on your skin. That is the kind of legacy that pleases the Creator, not just the creation. And when it comes to relationships and love, many are drawn to the external, but the one who is truly right for you will not love you for how well you follow trends. They won't be impressed by tattoos, makeup, or fashion alone. They'll be impressed by your higher modesty, your strength in holding on to your deen, your kindness even when you're upset, your ability to say no to what displeases Allah. That is the kind of attraction that is meaningful. That's the kind of connection that is blessed. You see, true attraction is not just about what someone sees, it's about what they feel in your presence. Do you inspire them to become better? Do you remind them of their purpose? Do you bring them closer to the path of Allah? If yes, then you don't need to prove anything else. You don't need to change how you look, or follow certain aesthetics, or decorate your skin to be worthy of love. The person who is meant for you will not try to rewrite your identity. They will honor it. They will support your values. They will admire your simplicity. They will appreciate the depth of your faith, not the decoration of your body. They'll see beyond the surface, and that's what makes that love powerful. This is why we must focus on developing spiritual identity over social trends. When you know who you are in front of Allah, you will never feel the need to chase attention from people. You will walk with humility, you will speak with purpose, and you will be loved by hearts that are sincere. And when the desire for expression becomes overwhelming, channel it into what pleases Allah. Write Quran into your heart. Turn your emotions into dua. Let your pain lead you to sujood. Let your love show through your patience. That is the highest form of expression. That is the kind of art that is not seen in the mirror, but felt in the soul. So the next time you feel like you need something on your skin to define you, remember, you were already created with purpose. You were already designed by the one who knows you best. You are already complete. You don't need to add to that. You need to preserve it, protect it, and live up to the soul you were gifted with. Your spiritual identity will always outshine any social trend. It will speak for you even when you're silent. And it will be the reason someone says, I want to walk with this person, because they remind me of my Lord. That is the kind of identity worth nurturing. That is the kind of love worth waiting for. One of the most profound indicators of sincere attraction is how someone treats your spiritual boundaries. In a time when love is often reduced to flattery, lust, or impulsive behavior, it's important to recognize that real love, the kind that brings peace and closeness to Allah, is rooted in honor and respect. If someone is truly attracted to you for the right reasons, they will never ask you to compromise your faith, your modesty, or your values. In fact, they will admire you more for holding on to them. They will see your spiritual integrity, not as a barrier, but as a sign of your worth. Love that is sincere is not selfish. It does not demand access to you in ways that displease Allah. It does not insist on private messages, late-night conversations, or emotionally charged exchanges that blur the lines between halal and haram. It knows that if love is real, it must be protected, because anything real is worth preserving. The person who truly cares about you will never pressure you to step out of your limits. Instead, they will step back when necessary, to protect your dignity and theirs. That kind of attraction is rare, but when it exists, it is powerful and pure. A person who is genuinely interested in you will never want to be the reason you slip in your faith. They won't celebrate your weaknesses. They won't smile when you neglect your prayer, or compromise your modesty. Rather, they'll feel a sense of responsibility. They'll want to see you succeed, not just in the relationship, but in your deen. Their affection for you will grow as they watch you stay firm in your values, because they know that if you're loyal to Allah, you'll be loyal in love. If you're respectful of your spiritual boundaries, you'll be respectful in every other area too. Such a person will not make you feel guilty for saying no to what displeases Allah. They'll make you feel safe in saying no. They won't mock your beliefs or try to water them down. They won't make you feel like you're too religious or too boring because you won't engage in flirtatious behavior. They will appreciate the fact that you take your faith seriously, that your relationship with your Creator is non-negotiable, and in that appreciation, they will grow in admiration for you. It's important to understand this. The one who leads you closer to Allah is a mercy. The one who pulls you away is a test. And in relationships, tests often come disguised as love, but love that comes from Allah leads you back to Him. It doesn't leave you drowning in guilt. It doesn't disrupt your prayer. It doesn't cloud your judgment. It gives you peace, not just in your heart, but in your actions. It encourages you to remain on the straight path, even if the emotions are intense. The truth is, many people confuse emotional intensity with sincerity. Just because someone is passionate, attentive, or constantly expressing how much they care, doesn't mean their love is sincere. You have to ask, how does their love affect my relationship with Allah? Does it motivate me to become better, or does it make me compromise? Does it encourage patience, or does it demand urgency? Is it gentle with my boundaries, or is it constantly testing them? The person who is truly attracted to you in a halal way will never rush you. They'll wait if they must. They'll go through the proper channels. They'll involve the right people. They'll honor the process of nikah, and not try to shortcut it. They'll understand that halal love isn't about hiding or sneaking. It's about clarity, respect and intention. And even if things don't work out in the end, you'll be left with dignity, not heartbreak or regret. Sometimes when you're firm in your deen, people may lose interest. That's okay. Let them. Because anyone who walks away from you because you're holding on to your values was never meant to stay. Their presence would have cost you your peace and your connection with Allah. But the one who stays, the one who sees your boundaries and doesn't try to cross them, is the one who deserves a place in your life. That's why love that honors boundaries is worth waiting for. It's worth being patient for. It's worth turning down every other option that doesn't come with that level of respect. Because that kind of love is not built on fantasy, it's built on faith. It's not built on how much someone wants to take from you, but on how much they want to protect you, even from themselves. And that protection is not just physical, it's spiritual. They guard your heart. They don't play with your emotions. They don't say I love you when they're not ready to marry you. They don't give you attention when they know they can't commit. They respect you too much to let you fall for something that isn't ready to be made halal. And that respect is love in its truest form. So if someone comes into your life and claims to love you, but makes you feel like your values are in the way, that is not love. That's desire pretending to be something deeper. True love will never compete with your relationship with Allah. It will protect it. It will feed it. It will strengthen it. It will say, I love you for who you are, and I want to love you in a way that Allah blesses. And the beautiful part is, when you protect your boundaries, you invite someone who will love you the right way. Someone who will be patient with the process. Someone who will respect your family, your faith, your timing. Someone who will not need secret conversations to stay close to you. Because when something is pure, it doesn't need to hide. It walks in the light of Allah's guidance. You don't need to settle for a love that asks you to dim your light. You don't need to bend your beliefs to hold on to someone. If they're truly for you, they'll rise to your level. They'll see your commitment to Allah, and it will inspire them, not threaten them. And together, you'll walk toward a future built on barakah, not confusion. The person who is truly attracted to you will never treat your spiritual standards like a problem. They will treat them like a privilege, and they'll consider it an honor to love you within those limits, not in spite of them. That's the kind of love that leads not just to happiness in this world, but to success in the next.